You are here because the outside world rejects you.
I'm the best there is at what I do. But what I do isn't very nice.
Come on, let's get nuts. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga!
I made a funny. Come on, Peter Tingle. Here we go.
What's up? What's up? What up?
What up, Cameo? I am Brad Reed.
What's up? And I'm your boy Cameo. How you doing?
We are the Nerdz to Men. We are acting nerdy, talking nerdy. I like to call Cameo late at night and talk nerdy to him.
Oh. Really knocks my glasses off.
Your glasses. It's always funny though, because like I call Cameo and I always get a message back. He never answers the phone. I get a message back and it says, I'll call you back. And I will sit there waiting for 42 hours. But he still won't have called, and I'll be awkward about it because I'll be like, oh well, should I call him back, or I don't want to bother him. I mean, he's a busy guy. He's way more important than I am. Definitely don't want to, he's Mr. TMZ. So
not anymore.
Well, yeah. Once Mr. TMZ, always Mr. TMZ. Okay, Cameo. You never know.
Celebrities.
You never know. They might call you tomorrow and be like, "What's up? Tell us all about what's going on."
I do need to log into my Skype because that's usually how they contacted me, was through Skype.
Oh no! What if they've been contacting you like every week? Like, we need Cameo on this, and then you're not even logged on.
Yeah, who knows? Not sure.
They say it's like you only miss the opportunities you don't show up for. I think, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think you're right, though.
If everybody would take the opportunity right now to like and subscribe wherever you're tuning in from, whether if you're listening to the audio podcast on every Tuesday or wherever you want to listen to it, but that's when it's available every Tuesday. You can do that. Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify. If you're listening to our podcast, then you found it. So, but if you're on YouTube and you're like, hey, I want to listen to like the whole podcast as I'm driving down the road for the next hour and a half sometimes, then, we got the full podcast for you for those people. But if you're a YouTuber, then, you need to know about our new format because our week, we're stuffing you full every week of Nerdz to Men action. So at the beginning of the week, usually probably going to be Tuesdays, you get your nerd update, maybe a Monday. It might come out early but definitely Tuesday, no later than. Then on Wednesdays, you'll get Nerdz to Men on films, which by the way, last show, I kept messing that up. I kept saying Nerdz to Men on film. And I was like, why did I think that? And so I was looking back at the videos of the inspiration from In Living Color, the Men on Films. Well, the first one they did, I think they called it Men on Film, and then at some point they changed it to Men on Films.
Yeah.
So we're going with Nerdz to Men on Films. I like it better.
Yeah.
Because Nerdz to Men on Film sounds like an OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
Which if you're wanting to pay, you can see my.
You don't mind.
You can look at my toes on OnlyFans. That's all I'll show is my toesies. But yeah, and then on Thursday, we'll give you our Nerdflix and Chill, which will be our streaming, recommendations from shows to movies that are streaming. And that's Nerdflix, and I'll update you on what's going to be in theaters that week. Now this show, we got Titans on the way. We've got Andor. We got Wakanda Forever we're about to talk about. But we do want to mention before we get started with anything, the passing of the beloved Kevin Conroy. And I want to...
AKA the Batman.
Yeah.
The Batman.
I got my animated series Batman right here, Cameo.
Me too.
Oh, yeah, you got one too. That's dope. And I've got Arkham Arkham Batman over here in honor.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got Hush Batman.
Which one is that?
Hush.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Kevin Conroy for a minute. He passed away at the age of 66. He was an actor in like theater and on TV, doing soap operas and such. And then
I didn't realize this. He went to Juilliard. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
1992 is when most of us would have probably been more attuned to what he was doing. When the Batman the Animated Series was released. That was on for 3 years, I believe. I think it went to 95. Oh, okay, 96.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that show alone right there is why a generation of us and beyond love Kevin Conroy. But that was only our introduction. And like, here's why I believe that a lot of people are taking this news so hard as we are. You know, we're very sad to hear of him passing. Nobody else has done Batman as much as he has.
And has done it so well.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I remember when we, years ago, when we were ranking our Batmans, I don't know if anybody remembers this or has been listening that long, but Kevin Conroy was my top Batman.
Yeah.
From the way he voiced Bruce Wayne, and the way that he voiced Batman. And it like, I can, like, anytime that I hear anybody trying to do Batman doesn't sit well with me. And same way with, Joker, Mark Hamill's Joker.
Right.
But, there's been good, portrayals of Batman and Bruce Wayne, but Kevin Conroy was probably the best. I wish we could have gotten him in a live action film. We did a little bit in one of the CW shows. I can't remember which one, but it wasn't Batman.
Was he in The Flash? Because remember when Mark Hamill played the Trickster?
That was right. Yeah. It was. It wasn't really the Flash, but it was like the Flashpoint or Crisis on Infinite Earths or something like that. One of the crossovers. Sweet. But yeah, he did show up as an older Batman, but not in the Batman cowl or anything like that. But
right.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy is the epitome of Batman.
Oh yeah. And that's what I was going to say. From 92 to 2019, here's just some highlights, some stuff I wrote down that were my personal favorites. But he was in the new Batman Adventures, Superman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, and then Justice League. Video games, back in like 95, I guess this one came out. Adventures of Batman and Robin, Batman Vengeance, and then of course, like we talked about, Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, the Injustice games as well. So that's not even
say that. I'm sorry. You know how they've been saying, Hugh Jackman is the longest running Wolverine in the technically, in the MCU now. Could we say that Kevin Conroy is the longest running superhero voiced whatever ever? Because I think he's probably the longest running person that has done the same character for a year, from basically early 90s until his passing.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see Mark Hamill, how long he did his too, because he's been involved in a lot of them too. But yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you too that Kevin Conroy to Batman is a lot like Hugh Jackman to Wolverine. Although the only difference is, since he's a voice actor, they're going to move, since 2019, they've had other people doing it, but it's just not as iconic. as
Right.
Kevin Conroy, and probably won't be as iconic and recognizable as he was for a long time anyway. You know, somebody had to do it for another 20, 30 years.
Right.
But that was just the TV and video games. He was the voice of Batman in Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, Flashpoint Paradox. We loved that one so much.
Yes.
The Killing Joke, which
was it. He was in the Batman and Harley Quinn movie too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just watched that yesterday.
Yeah.
In between, trying to watch Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and just kind of reliving my childhood with Kevin Conroy's Batman animated stuff. Man, it's and too, the crazy thing is, just I think it was yesterday was the 4-year anniversary of Stan Lee's passing.
Oh, really?
So we have Stan Lee that passed 4 years ago, and then a day before, at least from our us learning about Kevin's passing, it's within a day from each other. So we have back-to-back icons that have passed away around the same time, and then we have to deal with Wakanda Forever. So it's just like, man, this is a solemn weekend for nerds everywhere.
It is. Well, maybe I got some happier news. You want to move to some happier news in our nerd update?
Please.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they canceled Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, no, that's not happy. That'd be sad.
And I wore my shirt too.
No, actually, we've got some news about a rumor and somebody who has been confirmed for the new Across the Spider-Verse, Daniel Kaluuya. He's everywhere. He's in everything.
Yeah.
He'll be Spider-Punk. So I don't know much about Spider-Punk. I've seen a little bit of stuff about him. Is he just like a punk ass, or does he like play in a punk band?
I can't really remember because I'm not a huge Spider-Punk fan. But he is another person of color superhero. It's not Peter Parker.
Oh, okay.
So I forgot his last name, but his first name is Hobie. And
so Daniel Kaluuya, he wouldn't be no punk ass. So he's got to be like a punk rocker.
Yeah, and I think that's how he's kind of portrayed in the comics. He
does have like
rocker.
that outfit, like a punk rocker outfit.
Yeah.
But is he a poser though? That's what I want to know. Is he in a punk band, or is he a poser?
I don't think he's a poser.
Going around listening to Green Day.
No, it's Nickelback.
Ooh, I'm way less excited about this now. Is he going to be British?
I think he does have like a accent. Or that's how he's portrayed in some aspects.
Because, like, if you were reading Spider-Punk, you probably wouldn't know if he had an accent or not, right?
Right, because
unless he said, like bangers and mash and stuff. Like little giveaways like that.
Well, I feel like any type of punk rocker, and like you're dressed in that attire, I feel like it's, you're from London. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Or New York or Southern California. But the way he looks, he's got like more of the Sex Pistols kind of look to him. So
yeah,
I can see why you would think that. And again, if he's like eating bangers and mash. Have you ever had any bangers and mash, Cameo?
No, I have not.
I don't even. What is that? Like sausage and potatoes or something?
You got me.
Spotted dick. Have you had that?
No. I have not.
It sounds like something you need like a medicine for, but it's actually like a pudding.
Oh, okay.
You never heard of spotted dick?
I've heard of it, but every time I hear it, I just feel like you shouldn't.
Like you feel like we should put a warning on this show. Like Brad's talking about nasty stuff.
Right. We're going to get flagged for this one.
I mean, it's a real food. It's a food item that they eat. So let's move on. Tom Holland, though, is rumored to be joining his Spider-Man.
Nice.
In Across the Spider-Verse. And I believe it was confirmed Which, man, I really wish I had wrote this better, but whoever voices, I say it, but I believe it's Yori. I want to say what I wrote down was Leventhal. Is the voice of the PlayStation Marvel Spider-Man. And
Yuri, that's dope. That's dope.
So I believe that was confirmed. So and then the Tom Holland is just a rumor for now. But they're saying that the movie comes out summer of 2023 and it will have 240 unique characters.
Cool.
So probably not all Spider-Mans, but a bunch of the Spider-Verse. Man, that's going to be so cool. I remember when that movie came out, I wasn't sure. Like, I thought it looked good, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be like too much for kids or whatever. And that movie really, it's great for kids and adults. So I'm super excited about this. It might even be one of the best Spider-Man movies I've ever seen. I'd have to say maybe the last one might be the best, but Into the Spider-Verse was so good.
Yeah, No Way Home was really amazing too. Those are probably my top 2 favorite Spider-Man films.
Yeah, well, those would be good picks.
And and I feel kind of bad saying that, but just seeing all of the live actions,
your love for Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I just wish he had more quips, in the other movies. But it is what it is, but that's the Spider-Man I grew up with. And maybe that's why, I feel the way I do about Kevin Conroy as Batman is because that's who I grew up with.
Yeah.
We had Adam West, but that was more of like a campy, kooky type Batman. And Kevin Conroy was I'm going to break your face type deal. That was the Batman that I was used to, like, reading the comics and stuff. And
that's what I mean. Like, one of my favorites was Michael Keaton because it came out when I was a kid, like in '89, and I was, 9-10 years old. I was perfect for my age. I loved it.
Yeah.
Of course, then it was Christian Bale, but they can't seem to keep a Batman. They've had really good Batman guys playing Batman, but they haven't stuck around. Like Keaton did 2 movies, and now he's back for The Flash, which I've heard his role is being a little bit more reduced than we thought, which is fine by me. Like, I think he should come back and be like a cool cameo, but not like you. Not like you, a cool cameo.
Nobody can be as cool as this cameo.
but I don't want to see a whole Keaton Batman anymore. You know what I mean? But back to the Spider-Verse, the one thing I was going to ask you, with 240 unique characters, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield?
Maybe.
Why not? Yeah, I think that's what should happen.
Maybe they might show up in maybe it might be hinted towards the end of the first movie. And then we'll get all 3 of those live action Spider-Man into the second movie.
Well, the third, right? It'd be the third movie. Second and third movie.
No, I thought it was only doing 2 now.
The Spider-Verse?
Yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. There's the first one, which is going to come out next year, and then the second one, which is going to be released a year later.
Well, what about the first one that came out whenever?
Well, they weren't in that one.
Oh, I know. Okay. I was just confused.
I'm lost. I'm sorry.
You're saying for the next one that comes out, which is technically which is the second movie. You're saying that they'll show up at the end probably.
Right.
And then that'll lead into the third movie.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. But yeah.
I haven't eaten yet, so forgive me.